Katya, my precious Katya. You wouldn't do anything, Marisol. Nothing. It's just like the same thing in relation to, well, I'm just going to go ahead and say it, Ian. Sending him when he left for Michael's. And you did nothing in relation to Ian going to Michael's and talking to him about a certain occurrence that had happened that he needed to know. You wouldn't do nothing. Nothing. So how much do you love our children? How much do you love our children that all I can say is this, Katya. I tried to do everything. If something did happen, I tried everything to stop. And if you believe, Katya, that I was out there to do this to harm even your mother, my wife, no. You know, it's interesting because many times during the years of the marriage, and I'd see all these problems in the Busquets, and I would say, and I would tell your mother that they all needed to get together and talk because there was so much animosity and so much anger between all of them. I mean, you know, and that they all needed, and no. And all the attacks that came to us, and I said, we need to talk. I mean, this, you know, no, nothing. All I know is this, Katya, I pray that nothing. But at the same time, if something did, you would remember. You need to speak forth. You need to speak forth. And you might as well go around now, you know, again, oh, you're doing this to hurt. No, I don't need to do any. I didn't need to do anything to hurt you, Marisol. You've done it all. You've done all the hurt to yourself. But it's mind-blowing. It's absolutely incredible. You say you love our children, I guess. But all you have to do is look at the actions that you did just in relation to in the courtroom. And it shows you don't love them, not the way that a mother is supposed to love them. Nah. Your love is for self and a selfishness in everything that you did in the courtroom and throughout the marriage. But all I know is this: I'm free, and I'm being restored. Well, from a mental point of view and health point of view and relation, I'm there. Man, I got off that thing when I finally understood, and that was the time that I mailed your father the band, the wedding band from our marriage. You know, I didn't take that off until 2000. I think it was 2007. 3 years after you sold out to your father. You sold our marriage out to your father. I didn't take that off, believing that you would wake up, Marisol. But then that day before, a couple days before, whatever, of that birthday of your father, I think it was 2007, July, 30th that his birthday is? Or no, July 27th, 28th, whatever. And that was the day when I was mentally healed of the whole thing, because see, when you don't understand what has been done to you, you're in a messed up way mentally. But that day I got my deliverance, you and call it that, because I realized that what had been done to me was that you had betrayed me, and you had betrayed our family. You had betrayed Katya, Isaac, and Christian, who trusted you. Trusted you. You betrayed them all. And now you put on a smile and everything like whoopee-doo. when you've been untrue to them, and you expect to go before Yeshua and all that with what? No. Let me tell you about repentance. I got this. You might remember Jim Langlois, Pastor Jim Langlois from Faith Landmarks Ministry. He started his own church in Ashland, and it's kind of interesting. Joanne, I think was his wife's name. I think you and her both went to the same club because she filed for divorce for the same reason that you did, and that was she wanted to be set free. She wanted to be free. I tell you, I don't know where you two met. I think you two had coffee together and croissants or something. She also filed for divorce from Jim because she wanted to be free. Joanne started to go to a gymnasium and lose weight, and she did that and all that, and I guess she just got wrapped up into the world and all the guys that were going there, kind of like you, except your gymnation was work. You got that job and all the guys there, and I was just curious to find out whether or not you did commit adultery. I'd be willing to bet you did. Why? In order to try to prove to yourself that you didn't have any sexual problems, just like you did. And I want to clarify that now, okay? Because word did come to me that you were going around in Tulsa saying that the reason you wanted the divorce was because I was a sexual pervert. Not a sexual pervert. That I was into perverted sex. Wow, that's incredible. Because what's perverted sex? I'll tell you what's perverted sex. Perverted sex is what I had with you for 12 years. Where you couldn't be touched. All the things that are normal and natural between a man and a woman, husband and wife, I should say, not man and a woman, to be able to touch each other, etc. None of that with you. It couldn't happen. I mean, on all of that, that's perverted. But the other thing is, could you be talking about oral sex out of curiosity? Is that what you mean by that? I wanted perverted sex. I don't think it can be. Because prior, during the 2 years that we dated, we didn't have intercourse, because that's what it had been. We didn't fornicate, but there was a time where you performed oral sex on me. And you know what? I should have actually kicked you right out the door. But the problem I had was this. I was already in love with you. But it didn't happen again. As we came before, Jesus Christ at the time, and we asked for forgiveness and this and repented and all that. But it did happen. And you to me. And afterwards I asked you why. And actually I fell. I wasn't a Joseph. I failed. I should have stopped you. But you told me something was interesting, that it didn't have anything to do with me, that you needed to prove to yourself that you didn't have any sexual problems. Interesting. So the way I look at it today is, what you did was you committed a fraud. You used that to commit a fraud on me, to sell me, because we weren't married at the time, that you didn't have any sexual problems, because there was sexual problems from the time that from the honeymoon forward. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but what's perverted? Is perverted trying to find out and asking your mate, in this case you to me, that you wanted to find out everything that I had done sexually in my entire life in detail? Now that's perverted. But so can you explain to me and anyone else and everyone else that's listening to this video what perverted sex is to you? Because like I said, it couldn't be oral sex, because that happened before we got married, from you to me, so you can't call that perverted sex unless it would mean that you were into perverted sex. So I don't understand. We had 3 children because it only takes and that's it. And you are definitely a very fertile woman, and I'm a very able man. So what's the perverted sex you're talking about, that you're going around as to a justification that for the abomination of a divorce and everything you did? What's the perverted sex? Why don't you explain that to me and everybody that's getting these videos? That's for sure. I mean, it all goes back to the same thing. One lie to another lie to another lie to another lie. When does it stop, Marisol? When does it stop?